In a small village hugged by the rolling hills of southeastern Nigeria, there lived a widow named Nneka and her daughter, Amaka. Nneka was known throughout the village not for wealth or status, but for her unwavering spirit and the golden Akara she sold by the dusty roadside. Every morning, as the first rays of sun stretched across the palm trees, Nneka would arise, her tired hands kneading black-eyed peas into the smooth, fragrant batter, while Amaka, still young but radiant and kind-hearted, would arrange the little wooden stall they called home for the day's trade. Life had never been easy for them. Nneka's husband had passed away when Amaka was only a baby, leaving the mother and daughter to navigate the harsh tides of poverty together. Their house was a simple mud brick dwelling with a rusted tin roof, but it was filled with laughter, songs, and a sense of resilience that seemed to echo in the very walls. Villagers often admired the bond between mother and daughter. Nneka's hands might have been rough and calloused, and Amaka's tresses patched and simple, yet their hearts were rich with love, humility, and hope. One morning, as they placed the last batch of Akara on the tray, Amaka spoke. "Mother, do you think one day someone kind will see us beyond the dust and hardship?" Her eyes, bright and trusting, reflected the innocence of her youth. "My child, the world is full of surprises, but remember, it is not only wealth that changes lives. Sometimes it is virtue, patience, and a heart that endures." The days passed, each much like the last. Villagers came and went, buying Akara, exchanging stories and whispering about the news of the town. Nneka and Amaka endured the long hours and the scorching sun, but their laughter never faded. They made the ordinary extraordinary. Then, one fateful afternoon, as a breeze carried the scent of roasted yams and earth, a sleek black car rolled along the dusty road. Out stepped a man dressed in the finest clothes the village had ever seen. His name was Obina, a wealthy merchant known for his ventures in faraway cities, yet he carried a quiet humility that few rich men possessed. He stopped at Nneka's stall, eyes scanning the simple display. "I'll take some Akara." Amaka, nervous but polite, handed him the warm, golden treats. When their hands brushed, something unspoken passed between them, a spark that was neither greed nor vanity, but recognition of purity and grace. "Your Akara is unlike any I have ever tasted. And you, child, you have a presence that shines brighter than the sun." Amaka blushed, glancing at her mother, whose face bore a mixture of pride and caution. "Thank you, sir. You are very kind." Over the next few weeks, Obina returned often, drawn not just by curiosity alone, but by the gentle wisdom and humility that Amaka carried. He observed Nneka's tireless devotion to her daughter, the laughter that brightened their tiny home, and the unwavering dignity in their poverty. The villagers whispered about it, some with envy, others with admiration, as fate seemed to weave a new thread into the tapestry of their lives. One evening, as the sunset painted the sky in shades of gold and crimson, Obina approached Nneka's home with a proposal. "Nneka, I do not seek to disrupt your lives, but I have seen in Amaka not just beauty, but wisdom, courage, and a heart that mirrors your own. I would like to offer her an education in the city where her gifts may flourish, and for you, I wish to ensure that you are never in want again." Nneka's eyes filled with tears, her hands trembling as she clasped Amaka's. "Why would you do this for us? We are just a mother and daughter who sell Akara by the roadside." "Because the world has a way of rewarding those who endure with grace, who love without condition, and who face hardship with unwavering dignity. Your lives might have been humble, but your hearts, they are priceless." The days that followed were a whirlwind of change. Amaka moved to the city to study, and Neka's small home was transformed with a modest fortune that allowed her to live comfortably. Yet what remained unbroken was their bond, the laughter that had once echoed in the dusty village streets. Years later, Amaka returned, no longer a child, but a woman of poise, wisdom, and kindness. She did not forget the lessons of resilience and humility taught by her mother. Together, they continued the tradition of feeding the community, not only with Akara, but with the wealth of their hearts. The villagers who had once seen them struggle now witnessed a living testament to the unseen ways fortune finds the deserving, and in every shared smile, every plate of Akara, and every word of guidance, the moral of their story endured, that dignity, love, and steadfast perseverance are treasures greater than gold, and that life, in its mysterious wisdom, often rewards the patient and virtuous in ways beyond imagining. Thus, the tale of Neka and Amaka became more than a story. It became a legend whispered under the palm trees, a reminder that fortune favors the humble, the steadfast, and the kind-hearted, and that the bonds of family, nurtured in love and perseverance, can weather any storm.